Yo, what's up guys? Will the RNG Lord, coach of the San Antonio Sparce, bringing you our first playoffs game of NPL minors. We are the San Antonio Sparce and we are facing up against Mega Oshawa and the Indiana Hyperspacers. We did play him earlier this season and we did lose 3-0 because of an unfortunate item mishap. My Mesprit last time was supposed to be red card, and if it was red card, that possibly could have changed the game, or the whole entirety of the game, because I was a Scarf Mamoswine, which meant the Hawlucha, which had Unburden, would then get outsped by my Mamoswine once it was forced out. So, yeah, it was a bit of an unfortunate loss last time, but we have somewhat of a better team this time around, thanks to TTM Jolt and Blitz for helping me build this team. So first we have our Choice Scarf Mamoswine with Icicle Spear, Earthquake, Stealth Rock, and Ice Shard. With the Choice Scarf, we brought the same Mamoswine. Icicle Spear is for the potential Sash or Sub Alakazam. Then Earthquake and Ice Shard are just good. I'm running Icicle Spear as opposed to Icicle Crash because of the Sub / Sash possibility. And then Ice Shard, I know he has a Lele, but still, Ice Shard is really nice to have when Psychic Terrain is not up, because it gives me some priority against some of his faster stuff. Like, it could help me revenge a non-defense boosted Hawlucha that's not in Psychic Terrain. When Psychic Terrain isn't up, it helps me revenge the Hawlucha, an unburdened Hawlucha. But anyway, next we're moving on to our Charizard, which is a Swords Dance, Flare Blitz, Roof's Thunder Punch variant. This variant is specifically designed to take on Primarina, but it also has enough speed to outspeed a max speed not Choice Scarf Crocodile. So that's that set. Next we have our Umbreon, which is our designated Mega Kangaskhan check with Wish, Protect, Foul Play, and Yawn. This also gives some force switches, which is really nice because Hawlucha can't just set up versus this with Yawn plus Protect. And with the right predictions, I can hit the Hawlucha on a high jump kick. So that's really nice. Then we have our Metagross, which we did not have last time. Instead we had Registeel, but Metagross is slightly better in this matchup. It's running Psychic, Meteor Mash, Zen Headbutt, and Pursuit. Pursuit just to like catch the Alakazam or the Lele on the switch, because our Metagross is a specially defensive variant, so it's our designated Alakazam and Lele check. So next we have our Roserade with a Pyapa Berry with Toxic Spikes, Sludge Bomb, and HP Ground. HP Ground to hit the Heatran. And dual spikes because his only two defoggers on his team are both Thundurus and Hawlucha, and I don't think either of them should be running defog in this matchup. So there's that. And then finally we have our defensive Azumarill with Play Rough, Waterfall, Rest, and Sleep Talk. And this is just to check things. It's to check his more physical threats like his Hawlucha and his Crocodile, and supposed to force those things out with Play Rough. Alright, so let's get into the game. So I'm going to lead off with my Roserade as he leads off Heatran, and immediately I'm just going to go for the HP Ground because I want to make the more aggressive play here. But he is going to force my Roserade out, and he's just going to Baton Pass into his Lantern, which, that's going to do a lot of damage to my Azumarill, and As you see, I'm just going to fire off a player off here. I'm going to get some back with my leftovers. I just go for Waterfall here, as he gets rocks up. The rocks are important for him because I do not have Defog on my team, but yeah. Now he's just going to Lava Plume, and I just want to take this Heatran out, so I'm just going to Waterfall it. I could have clicked Rest there, but I felt like I just needed to Waterfall it. Next he goes out into his Tapu Lele, which I learned after this game was Specs. So, but I'm going to go into my Metagross. He's just going to fire off a Moonblast, which, judging by the damage it did to my Metagross, I should have expected it to be Specs. Now he goes out into his Crocodile, and I'm just going to fire off a Meteor Mash because it seemed like my safest play. He did not know what kind of Metagross I was yet. Like, he probably figured I was Assault Vested, but he didn't know if I was Earthquake, so he didn't bring in Lantern there. Now here I'm just going to go out into my Umbreon because this is my check to his physical threats. And I'm just going to predict Lele to come in, and I'm going to go for the Yawn here, forcing him out. And I'm just going to go for a Protect to see if he actually does switch out, which he does. So, at this point, he does Thunder Wave me, and this is going to be a very important turn of the game because this Thunder Wave is going to end up mattering a lot more than it should. So, now he does switch out into Lantern, and this was the biggest turn of the game because I clicked Wish here, and so this really was unfortunate, and this put me on the back foot pretty heavily. So I was gonna Wish and go out into my Metagross, which would have gone back to full, and Metagross was the biggest threat to his team, because it was a roll to kill on the Crocodile with Meteor Mash. And so, yeah, at this point, I knew he was going to switch out from Lele, because he couldn't stay in on the Metagross, but getting paralyzed with that Wish sucked. So now you're going to see, I am going to do a lot to this Lantern with one Headbutt, but he is going to, unfortunately, put my Metagross in range of just another attack in general, and this really sucks here because now I am just going to try to go into my Metagross again, but yeah, so Metagross is going to go down. He is going to predict me with a Shadow Ball, which this was the most unfortunate part of the game. Like, if I did not get paralyzed the turn I clicked Wish, I would have won that game, and now you're just going to see, although I am Scarf here, I am just going to fire off an Icicle Spear and take this Lantern out. Now he goes into his Hawlucha, and he's just going to outspeed me. Just going to take out half of my team with the Hawlucha. I am going to get a double Protect here, which is nice because I will just trade off the Umbreon for the Hawlucha here. We were just skipping a few turns because the Hawlucha did take out the majority of my team. But yeah, we're going to trade Umbreon for Hawlucha there with the Rocky Helmet and double Protects. And so now he's going to Moonblast me, and I'm just going to Sludge Bomb. Getting paralyzed that one turn really sucked because it would have ensured my Metagross back to full, and his team could not deal with Metagross well, and that would have influenced how I played the rest of the game. And yeah, basically losing getting paralyzed on that Wish lost me the game, and that really sucked because, like, I probably would have won because I knew how, like, afterwards he showed me his sets and I had mine, and I was in a really favorable position if Metagross were at full, but it wasn't, and that kind of ruined my chances of winning. So, yeah, it sucks when your season has to end like that, but I'm just gonna talk to you guys a little bit. There should be no background music for this video because I'm just gonna talk to you guys a little bit about my season. So, as most of you guys know, I did not get in originally from the tryout tournament, so I was the second in-line replacement, and here you can see all of the teams that I made throughout this season. Overall, like, my good pal Fralls 14 drafted this team, and I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't like it, but it proved to perform for me multiple times throughout the season. I only lost 5 games total out of the, I want to say, 10 that I played, so I went slightly above 500, like, or wait, is that correct? I played 10 games, yeah, and so, technically only 9, but, basically, I ended up with a 6-4 record, and in the regular season, and I ended up winning 6 of those games, and then I lost so I played 9 games in the regular season, 1 playoffs game. My record was 6-5. 6-4, I guess, technically, because I did not play the first game. So, yeah, I really didn't like this team, but it ended up performing for me, and I was really happy to be a part of this season. I had a good time. I enjoyed most of my games. Some of them kind of sucked, but I enjoyed most of them. And yeah, so that's going to be it this season of the NPL for us. And yeah, I hope to talk to you guys in the next season or for whatever else I may be uploading to my channel. See you guys.